Hey guys, welcome to Mr. R Show. I'm Ashton, and here I am today doing a video by myself because I kind of want to go over what's going on in the world today and try to talk about it, give some opinions, some honest reaction to a lot of things going on in the world, at least when it comes to the political sphere. Uh, it's been a long few days, but I feel like we can get through this better together and with putting out our opinions out there and trying to communicate as much as possible in a peaceful and a very vocal manner. So, let's get the show on the road and kind of go over a few things. So, it's June 1st, 2020 when I'm doing this video. A lot has happened. George Floyd's death was around a week ago. I think it was 6 days ago or so. And, clearly people have taken this matter personally. And it's a very, very sensitive subject for a lot of people. And that's rightfully so. It's been a long, long, long time for a lot of communities in America being hurt. I'm white. I can't speak to that. I can't really say anything to fix that. All I can do is acknowledge that there was pain, there still is pain, and that on this circumstance, the death was unwarranted. And it doesn't matter what happened before the arrest, that what happened to him during it was completely unconstitutional. It was completely wrong, and it was not treating him even like a human being. And that's something we all need to strive to be better at. There are a lot of good cops in America, but there are bad ones, and we need to start recognizing that. Everyone, left, right, middle. And it's something I hope we all start reflecting on, that if we don't acknowledge our problems, we bottle it up and it comes out in extreme manners. Now, let me comment on the protests and some of the riots. Now, I feel like a lot of people have been conflating a lot those two terms. There have been a lot of things I've seen online that are just peaceful protests, and then people are calling them riots, and then you see some people calling riots protest. Let's not confuse the two, and let's not throw around terms when we don't know what is happening in a particular location or event. So try to keep mindful when you're throwing around terms, and this is for people on both sides. And it's something where if you're rioting, that's wrong. You're hurting a lot of people's lives. The best way to put out your voice, especially in a republic, and you will be heard the more you do it peacefully, is by just going out, demonstrating, walking, putting up signs, and showing. I've seen a lot of great images and videos of love between sheriffs and demonstrators. It doesn't even have to be between the police and people, but between people themselves. And that's how, at least in my opinion, I feel like we can start to fix some of these open wounds, is with demonstrations and showing what that pain is like. And people can start empathizing with you. That's not going to be everyone. You're not going to change everyone's opinions. There are people who have hard hearts, who just want to refuse certain facts. And you just need to be content with that and try to change the people who are open-minded. So let's try to keep those two things separated. Let's pray for more peaceful protests, or protests that stay peaceful. If you're rioting, of course you shouldn't be getting shot. That was something really stupid the president said. And if you're rioting, you should get arrested. If you break stuff, you should be charged for it. but just arrested, nothing worse. I've seen a lot of videos where some bad cops are making bad judgments in heated situations, arresting people that shouldn't be arrested. Arrest the people that are breaking in places, stealing stuff, lighting stuff on fire, that's fine. But do not just completely go in and arrest people just sitting down talking to you. That's some crazy videos out there. So let's pray for better circumstances around that. Now, moving on from the protests, the riots, and all that stuff, uh, just recently the White House, for some reason, went dark. I feel like a lot of people are making way too much of this. Personally, it's like the golfing thing when people made hay about Obama going out golfing and Trump going out golfing. I really generally don't care what they do on their free time. They're human beings. They need to go out. Is there um, some legitimate opinions about they shouldn't be doing as much as they were? Different for each case, obviously, but yeah, I mean, you can make that case, but just keep on going, tacking, giving nicknames. Um, that just to me seems a little silly. It's like people calling him bunker names. I'm like, why? You can just criticize him for clearly a lack of empathy and a lack of a response. You don't need to give him nicknames. You don't need to go to that level. That doesn't help anyone. That stops you from instantly being able to communicate. And you need to be able to communicate during incidents, like during opportunities like this. And it is an opportunity for America to heal. We can either heal or get further divided. And people are in on both sides. And that's causing a lot of friction. Now, one side is in power, therefore they have more of a responsibility to try to heal the nation. And if they don't want to do that, that makes it even harder for the rest of everyone else. Because that's basically a rudderless ship. And that doesn't, you can't just blame all the occupants on the ship for the direction it's going in if no one's trying to steer it in the first place. That doesn't mean all the blame goes on to the captain, so to say, or the president in this case. He doesn't get all the blame, but he's not helping the situation, and that's literally his job, to help the situation. So I hope if you're a Republican, you start being more constructive with your opinions about how he's acting, because he's not going to change if the people who support him actually start saying something. And, I'm a lifelong conservative, and I just think it's sad that the way he's acting is being condoned by a lot of people on the right. Or at least not condoned, they're not saying anything. He's not helping. And if he's not helping, then he shouldn't be in the job. So, on good news, he did go out. He did a photo op with a church that was burnt in D.C. That's a very sad story. I hope they get up on their feet. I feel like that is a good thing for him to go out and do and kind of show the community that he's going out there, he's with them, and he sees the struggle they're going through. So I'll give him, a little bit credit for that. I wish he would go out and try to meet with some protesters that don't like him. Don't just try to do a photo op with a bunch of community leaders that just happen to agree with you. That does no one good. Because we need healing now. We need people who don't agree with each other in the same room, talking it through civilly. And America needs to see that. America needs to see healing and love. And if that isn't happening, then we're not going to be making any progress, and we're going to see a lot more of this. And then also on the good news front, Biden met with protesters. I'll give him credit for that. It was another silly thing where people on the right were making fun of Biden for not showing up during the pandemic and stuff, going out of his house when literally everyone else was doing it. So it's a little weird. Same thing. I feel like he needs to meet with protesters more. He needs to try to speak towards the issue more. I feel like he's done a decent job. But overall, both candidates need to kind of talk about the issues a little bit more. But that's today's political perch. If you guys like this type of style video, maybe we'll do it more. This was kind of a test. Of course, like and subscribe if you want more content. We'll be putting up this month's maps eventually. Thank you guys for your support on those. If you guys have any questions, we can do a question and response video again. I hope you guys have a great day. Please be safe. Please be wearing your masks. Please be taking precautions. It's not all about you. It's about the people around you. It's about your community. And if you're going out to protest, please keep it peaceful. And respect other people, respect their property, because we all have to live in this country together afterwards. So, have a great day, love you all, and have a good night.